The Covenant overview continues, where we'll be diving into the various different Covenants coming in Shadowlands, looking at their perks, their features, their cosmetics such as armors and mounts, just to help you decide which Covenant you're going to pick when Shadowlands launches. Now do keep in mind though, this series is not going to touch on player power at all, no telling you which is going to be best for your BM hunter, it's purely going to be looking at the other perks that a Covenant will bring. And if you did miss the previous episodes, there will be a playlist in the description down below. This video is powered by Kingston and HyperX. Ensure you're ready for Shadowlands launch with their Fury DDR4 RGB RAM, or speed up your loading speeds with their KC2500 M.2 SSDs. Find out more in the link below. The next Covenant for us to take a look at is going to be the Kyrian, which we'll find within Bastion. And Bastion, I guess you could consider the more ideal place for a soul to spend its afterlife. It's going to be this very peaceful and beautiful zone. These big open fields and way less structures than the likes of Revendreth. Is going to be a lot more calming and a place where souls are meant to be able to go and kind of reflect on themselves and get into a state of virtue. One thing though, whenever I'm running across this zone, it just feels like a treat for the eyes. It feels like a great zone to be in. I definitely appreciate the visuals of this zone. In terms of the Kyrians themselves, they're this bluish race of humanoids who have one of the most important purposes within the Shadowlands. Their job is basically to go and ferry the souls from the various realms once they die and take them to Oribos for them to be judged and placed into their afterlives. New souls that find themselves within Bastion will become Kyrian aspirants, which are basically wingless Kyrian, and their goal will be to ascend and earn their wings. But the path to Ascension is quite difficult. They'll have to go through various challenges and are pushed to basically get rid of their past mortal burdens and memories as well. And this can cause great stress on those Kyrian, and some will turn into Forsworn because of the doubt and the stress that has been applied to them over eons and eons. And these Forsworn are now against what the Kyrian believe in. They believe the path to Ascension is broken because a soul shouldn't be put through this much strain and doubt or forced to basically get rid of who they originally were to ascend, and because of that they're now directly against the Kyrian, and that's where you as the player will come in and you'll be aiding the Kyrian to put Bastion back and push the Forsworn threat away. But not only that, you'll be helping the Kyrian kind of reflect on their own ideals and push themselves into a better direction also. If you do choose the Kyrian, then your Covenant Sanctum will be Elysian Hold. You'll find this on the northeast part of Bastion, and this is a very important structure, as it first of all contains the Archon, who is the leader of the Kyrian, and a lot of important NPCs for the Kyrian will be here as well. It also contains the wards that will protect the various temples across Bastion, and not only that, but the ritual for Ascension will take place here also. It's quite a nice little area, it's fairly condensed, but it's not too bad for getting around as well. The base ability for Kyrian is going to be the Summoned Steward, which will have a 5-minute cooldown, and when used will summon an owl-like creature to aid you in various ways. First of all, it will give you a potion that will heal you for 20% of your health, and remove curses, diseases, potions, and bleeds. It'll have a 1-hour cooldown vendor, allowing you to sell some of your junk. It'll also allow you to change talents, and if you have it unlocked, it will give you access to a teleport beacon as well. And then it has some miscellaneous perks like telling your friends how great they are, or playing music as well. So it's kind of a nice little perk to have. Your Covenant specific mount as Kyrian is going to be these Phalanxes, which are kind of Anima infused mechanical beasts. And there's going to be 8 of these for you to collect, 4 of these kind of basic ones, and 4 of these more elite looking ones with a little bit more going on. They're not as vastly different as some kind of armored versus unarmored mounts, but they still look very cool, and I'm definitely very impressed with the Phalanx mounts. In terms of some other rewards you can expect as Kyrian, first of all, hitting max renown will get you the title Hand of the Archon, but hitting max renown will take you quite some time. And then in terms of some of the other miscellaneous rewards you can expect, first of all you'll have a Hearthstone that you can purchase once you've hit a certain renown, and this will have a specific kind of colour that matches the Kyrian theme, although it does replace your base Hearthstone. You'll also have this pet that you can purchase called Ruffles, and this is a baby version of the owl-like creatures, and every once in a while it'll summon this little bell that you can click, and it'll do chirping noises when you click on it, and then every once in a while it'll do some sweeping as well. Next up, moving on to cosmetics, and we're going to have some really nice looking sets from the Kyrian. First of all, this is a look at the cloth set, and now the leather set, the mail set, and finally the plate set. There'll be one set for you to collect for your armor type, but then there'll be different colour variations from different sources within the Kyrian. One from the storyline, one from Renown, and then finally one from your special Sanctum feature, which is the Trial of Ascension. Ranking up your Renown as well will give you access to an arsenal of weapons. These are all going to be cosmetic only, so you're not going to get any stats from them, and they look really nice. They're meant to match the Renown set more though, which kind of is weird because the colour scheme is a little bit off. I do wish it matched the colour scheme of the Renown armor sets a bit better, but there will be different colours of these weapons available as well. And overall, I do still think they look great, so I'm still very impressed with them. Just wanted to quickly correct myself, there will be weapons that do better match the Renown set, they just won't come from Renown. For example, the weapon from Mythic is going to match the Renown set perfectly. The final cosmetics to talk about are going to be these back pieces, and you're going to have these more standard backs which will match the Renown sets and some of the other sets quite well as well. But on top of that, you're going to have these kind of special back pieces. There's going to be multiple of these for you to collect. Here's a look at the Renown ones. First of all, we'll have these kind of angel wings, and oh, they look really good, especially with some of the Renown sets. I think this look really nice. And as you move though, they kind of flop left and right. I just wish they had more of a wing look to them, but still they look great. The other one you're going to have is this kind of large floating ring that will be on your back. Although it's very stiff, even when you jump etc, it's going to stay perfectly still. I wish it did have a slight movement to it or something a bit more going on, but either way still looks great as well. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Soulbind NPCs that you'll get as a Kyrian and some of the general perks that they'll provide as well. The first one up is going to be Pelegos, who is an aspirant still trying to reach Ascension, and they were able to find their true form as a Kyrian. Some of the perks that you can get from them are things like defeating an enemy will grant you 10% movement speed for 20 seconds, or defeating enemies reduces the cooldown on your steward's non-file services such as the vendor, and then finally you'll have a chance of obtaining cleansed cloth and enchanting materials and killing an enemy or player. The next Soulbind NPC up is going to be Kyrian, who has gone through a lot and proven themselves and has reached Ascension recently. Some of the perks you'll get from them is while out of combat you'll gain a shield for 10% of your maximum health, and also while above 90% health your mounted speed will be increased by 10%. The final Soulbind NPC is going to be Forgelight Prime Mechanicos, who is going to be one of the best kind of builders, engineers within Bastion, and one of the Soulbind perks you'll get from them is casting or receiving healing as a chance to improve the remaining durability of your armor, so it'll basically repair your armor for you. You'll also have fall damage decreased by 20%, and after taking fall damage, your damage taken is reduced as well. The final thing to talk about is going to be Sanctum Upgrades. This allows you to funnel Anima into your Sanctum, and it will provide you with different perks and features when you do, although it will take quite a while to get them all. Some of these perks and features are shared across all the different covenants, and some will be unique to your covenant in particular. The first upgrade we're going to talk about is the transportation system, the Eternal Gateway, and as you upgrade this you'll get more points to teleport to, and the nice thing about this system is you can go from A to B, or B to C, or A to C. You don't need to first return to your base to teleport to somewhere else. Also, when you arrive at your destination you'll get this Unburdened buff, which will basically turn you into a blue orb, and you'll move very fast, so it's a very nice convenient system for moving around the zone. As you progress that as well, it will reduce the radius at which mobs can detect you, making it even nicer for getting around. Later on, it'll also give you the ability to have your summoned steward put down a beacon that allows you to teleport and use this system from anywhere in the zone, which is really nice. The final thing it'll do as well is give you an ability to go to Oribos, which all of the other covenants have as well. The next upgrade to talk about is going to be the Anima Conductor system, which allows you to funnel Anima to one specific point in the zone every day, which will unlock new content in that area. And when you do this, you'll visibly see the Anima head over there as well, and in this zone it looks absolutely great. So at rank 1 you're going to get Purity's Pinnacle, which will allow access to a special treasure every day. Next up we'll have Temple of Courage, which will allow you to fight the rare spawn called Wingflayer the Cruel, and anyone regardless of covenant can take part in the kill. And the notable loot from this is going to be some wings that will propel you into the air. At tier 2 you'll be able to unlock the Temple of Humility, which when Anima is filled there will give you access to a new world quest, or alternatively you'll have the Eternal Forge, which when Anima is there you'll have access to some new daily quests instead. Finally, at tier 3, you'll be able to funnel Anima to the Citadel of Loyalty, which will allow you to challenge a powerful foe. This will spawn a duo of mobs that have shared HP, they'll have about 650k, and will be quite difficult to solo, but they are soloable as a mobile range class. They're not very quick right now at least. You can kite them around this area until they do die, although I'm not too sure about their notable loot currently. The final destination is going to be the Eonian Archives, which will allow you to pick an enhancement for the day, and you'll have a selection of 3 of these. One will allow you to kind of have a chance of summoning a mob when you have 4 or more enemies together, and this will come down and stun them and make you do more damage. And then another one, when you fall below 30% health, it will come and heal you to full, knock back enemies, and make you take less damage as well. The final upgrade to talk about is going to be the special feature for Kyrians, which is the Path of Ascension. This is going to be basically like a combat challenge where you'll collect these various souls from powerful entities across the Shadowlands, and then you'll pit your soul binds against them. Now this is going to be vehicle style play where you'll only have 4 abilities and you'll have to use them well. It's not going to be like a standard class that you can play. And you'll also be able to collect various accessories for these as well to help them in different situations. And as you progress, you'll unlock more souls that you can fight and more like versions of those souls to fight as well. So it's going to be quite fun, and then you'll have different challenges and weekly quests to fight a soul with a specific soul bind in a specific way. So if you're into those kind of challenging fights and fun mechanics, then this is definitely going to be one for you. You'll also have a unique crafting system, and the recipes can come from various sources such as fights or from outside of fights as well. And then you'll have to collect materials from various mobs and sources across Shadowlands, and these crafts can either help you within the fights for your soul binds, or they can be things that will just help you as a player doing various content throughout Shadowlands as well. Now one thing to keep in mind though, you are limited on how many fights you can do per week. You'll be given a currency, and once you run out of that currency, you'll have to wait until you're given more before you are able to do more fights. So this does bring us to the end of the Kyrian overview. Did this help you decide to play Kyrian, or were you already playing Kyrian anyway? Let me know in the comments down below. Outside of that, look out for the remaining covenants coming soon. Thanks for watching guys. See ya.